Some mysteries are solved in days. Others take years. But a few cases, they survive generations. No arrests. No explanations. No answers. Imagine a woman found dead with no identity. A man who hijacked a plane and vanished into thin air. Or a killer who taunted police with cryptic messages, only to disappear forever. These aren't horror movies. They're real. And decades later, they remain among the creepiest unsolved cases in human history. Because, sometimes, the most terrifying stories are the ones that have no ending. Humans crave answers. We want conclusions, closure, certainty. But mysteries rob us of that comfort. And that's why some cases continue haunting people decades after they happened. Not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. Tonight, we're diving into 5 chilling cases that investigators still haven't fully explained. And the final one might be the most disturbing of all. Think about it, Netflix asks, "Are you still watching?" Meanwhile, Unsolved Mysteries ask, "Are you still thinking about me?" And somehow, the answer is yes. But our first mystery begins with a man whose identity remains unknown, even after his death. Case number 1, the Somerton Man. In 1948, an unidentified man was discovered dead on a beach in Australia. No signs of struggle. No identification. No obvious cause of death. And hidden inside his pocket, investigators found a mysterious phrase, "Tamam shud," meaning, "it is finished." A cryptic message. A coded book. And decades of speculation followed. Was he a spy? A victim of poisoning? Or someone whose secrets died with him? To this day, the complete truth remains elusive. But if one mysterious death sounds unsettling, the next case involves a man who committed one of the boldest crimes in American history. And got away with it. Case number 2, D.B. Cooper. In 1971, a man calling himself D.B. Cooper boarded a commercial airplane. He calmly informed flight attendants that he had a bomb. Then demanded $200,000. After receiving the money, he parachuted into the night and vanished. No body. No confirmed sightings. Nothing. More than 50 years later, nobody knows whether he survived or where he went. Let's be honest, most people panic when their luggage gets delayed. This guy jumped out of an airplane with cash during a storm. Different level and Case number 3, the Zodiac Killer. During the late 1960s, a serial killer terrorized California. But what made him truly terrifying wasn't just the murders. It was the letters. He sent cryptic messages to newspapers, mocked investigators, and claimed responsibility for attacks. Some codes were cracked. Others remain unsolved. Despite countless suspects, the Zodiac Killer's true identity has never been definitively proven. Which means, one of America's most infamous killers may have escaped justice forever. But the next mystery wasn't about murder. It was about an entire colony that simply disappeared. Case number 4, the lost colony of Roanoke. In 1590, English settlers returned to Roanoke Island. What they found was nothing. Homes stood empty. No bodies. No signs of battle. Only one word carved into wood, Croatoan. More than 100 people had vanished. And centuries later, Historians still debate what happened. Assimilation, disease, violence. Nobody knows for certain. Imagine leaving home for 3 years. Then coming back to find everyone gone. No text messages. No notes. Just one mysterious word. Terrifying? Case number 5, the Dyatlov Pass Mystery. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers entered the frozen Ural Mountains. None returned. Search teams discovered their tent sliced open from the inside. The hikers had fled barefoot into sub-zero temperatures. Some died from hypothermia. Others suffered horrifying injuries. And one victim was missing her tongue. Over the decades, theories ranged from avalanches, to military experiments, to paranormal forces. But even today, no explanation answers every question. And that's exactly why the mystery refuses to die. What makes these cases so unforgettable? It's not just fear. It's uncertainty. Because uncertainty is uncomfortable. Humans want answers. But history doesn't always provide them. Some mysteries remain buried. Some evidence disappears. And some truths may never be discovered. Yet these stories remind us of something profound: not every question receives an answer. And perhaps that's what makes them so powerful. Which is scarier? Knowing the truth, or never knowing it at all? The creepiest mysteries aren't always the bloodiest, or the most dramatic. They're the ones that linger. The ones that whisper unanswered questions into the future. Because sometimes, the greatest mystery isn't what happened. It's why we'll never stop searching. And speaking of disappearances that still leave experts scratching their heads, there's one case you absolutely need to see. Right pointing finger emoji. Click the video on your screen now to watch the vanishing of Flight 195 planes. 27 men. And a mystery that helped create the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Trust me, that story is just as chilling.